Flatwoods, a small, rather remote town nestled in the heart of Braxton County, West Virginia, a seemingly unsuspecting, quiet community, not unlike any other quaint American town. However, Flatwoods would be swept up by the alien craze of the 1950s, following a series of strange sightings, otherworldly encounters, and claims of military involvement, government cover-ups, and even the ever-elusive Men in Black. Everything would change for residents of Braxton County, particularly Flatwoods, on the 12th of September, 1952, following a series of unsettling events, beginning with the arrival of an unexplained ball of light. At approximately 7:15 p.m., brothers Edward and Fred May, along with their friend, Tommy Heyer, witnessed a glowing orb soaring across the night sky, which then descended over a nearby property, Fisher Farm. The three teenagers, now accompanied by the May brothers' mother, Kathleen, and their dog Ricky, set out in search of the unnatural aerial phenomenon. They joined two other neighborhood children, Ronnie Shaver and Neil Nunley, and National Guardsman, Eugene Lemon. Together, the group made its way to the farm, where the boys suspected the light to have touched down. After some searching, they followed the luminescent ball's projected flight path and climbed one of the adjacent hilltops. There, Nunley claims that they spotted a pulsating red light encroaching upon the landing zone, and illuminating it with a flashlight brought the curious locals face to face with an unearthly visitor, what Lemon later recounted as a man-like figure with a round red face, surrounded by a pointed hood-like shape. The preternatural being was said to be floating, with a dense mist swirling around it. The bizarre creature, now known as the Phantom, Braxton County Monster, or Flatwoods Monster, has been described by the 7 present eyewitnesses as 10 feet tall, possessing a green or black body, a round, crimson-colored face, lamp-like eyes, which emitted a greenish-orange glow, a pointed hood-like shape wrapped around its face, and producing a nauseating pungent mist. Reacting to Lemon's beam, the extraterrestrial entity hissed and glided towards them. After Lemon screamed out in terror and dropped his flashlight, the entire group fled in fright. Responding to reports of a downed aircraft, local law enforcement searched the scene for what Lemon and company were now calling a monster, but the investigating sheriff and his deputy were unable to substantiate their claims, indicating that they did not see, hear, or smell anything out of the ordinary. When questioned by newspaper reporters, state police dismissed the story of a monster from space as hysteria. But the 7 scared seekers and police were not the only ones drawn into the Flatwoods Monster phenomenon. Others, such as A. Lee Stewart, co-publisher for a local paper, the Braxton Democrat, decided to chase the story. He accompanied Lemon and several other men back up the hill, only about 30 minutes after the incident. Though they did not find the monster, the disgusting smell previously experienced by Lemon still lingered in the air. It was described as a strong, sickening burnt metallic odor. Stewart also reported discovering skid marks, in addition to an odd gummy deposit. These attributes are often cited by UFO enthusiasts as evidence of a saucer landing in Flatwoods. Soon, stories of the Flatwoods Monster had reached the press and were picked up by major broadcasting networks and newspaper outlets. In addition to curious journalists, the sighting and rumors of a military and government presence in the aftermath sparked the interest of paranormal and UFO investigators, such as writer Gary Barker, along with cryptozoologist expert Ivan T. Sanderson. Barker would go on to conduct interviews with the original 7 eyewitnesses and compile their testimonies to develop a detailed description of the monster. The National Guard's involvement in Flatwoods following the incident would also garner attention. Theories of the monster being of alien origin and a greater government conspiracy began to circulate. Enter Colonel Leavitt, a captain at the time and commander of the West Virginia National Guard. Colonel Leavitt and several troops were dispatched to Flatwoods and on the ground at Fisher Farm just one day after the incident occurred. He would later describe the entire experience as strictly covert, and go on to say that something highly unusual had occurred there. But the colonel's involvement was not limited to that notorious September night, as he would later write a curious note to author Frank Ficino Jr., following agreeing to appear in an interview regarding the Flatwoods incident. In his note, he openly affirmed his belief in the monster, and that it had come from another world. Frank Ficino's book, The Braxton County Monster, The Cover-Up the Flatwoods Monster Revealed, provides a detailed breakdown of the close encounter, major players involved, and also possible links to other similar UFO-related occurrences of the day, with Leavitt's comments and confessional only adding to the strangeness surrounding the case. While there is a myriad of recorded personal accounts, articles, books, documentaries, and even pop culture references relating to that infamous night in Flatwoods, not everyone is convinced of the monster's authenticity. While some outright dismiss the entire event as a hoax, others believe that the 7 residential eyewitnesses merely overreacted or permitted frightened imaginations to transcend rational thought. For instance, the mysterious ball of light has since been dismissed by skeptics as a combination of a meteor and the red navigational beacon of a man-made aircraft. However, this does not explain the crimson light on the hill, which eyewitnesses claim to have seen at ground level. These same skeptics also assert that the creature was likely a barn owl, stressing that its placement in the tree would explain the monster's towering height, its talons being mistaken as clawed hands, and its oversized reflective eyes possibly creating the illusion of flaring lenses. Well over 50 years later, the Flatwoods Monster is still largely embraced by the community. Regardless of the story's validity, the 1952 incident has left a legacy of traditions, history, tourism, and even profitability. While we will never truly know what happened on that night, even this far removed from the ethereal encounter, the creature's clout remains. Flatwoods, now forever synonymous with the alien being, has adopted the title, Home of the Green Monster.